What's going on, guys? I think we might be having some audio issues.
Hold on. How about now?
There we go. There we go. I can hear you now.
Audio setting, click away from each other. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing good. If anybody wants to know why we're in robes, tell them why we're in robes.
Because the lounge is making is having a makeover, and from now on, it's like a secret society where you get to wear smoking jackets later in life.
That's right. So tell them about your setup. So everybody's a character and has their own thing. So go for it.
I got my smoking jacket, got my ascot on, aviators, captain's hat. That's how I roll, man.
What about you, Yoda?
I'm kind of slumming it today. So I got my we'll call this more of a smoking robe.
Hey, that's cool. It all works.
Yeah, with a little flowy hat on.
There you
And
go.
yeah. No shades today for me. I'm not
There's
that cool
shades.
yet. No, I'm not cool enough to wear shades inside.
Ooh, we should change that.
Yeah.
You are now cool enough to wear shades inside, so put on your sunglasses.
Yeah, I think my sunglasses are in my car. Well, or they're by my grow tent.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Darn.
I'm doing like a risky business type look. The smoking jacket was actually my dad's. Not that he was a big cigar person or a smoker, but he did have it. And Lacey has tried to donate this so many times. And then I came up with the idea that when we turn this into a lounge, I was like, I have to wear this. So then Gia got his disguise.
Absolutely.
And set up.
Timey, smoking lounge. You get the old high school, like high back chairs. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
To get all snooty.
Like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Snooty. So today is just a random day. Next Sunday is our first DWC instructional podcast and conversation. This will be held at a different time. This is all posted on YouTube, so you can go ahead and already like and remind yourself. But today we are just vibing here, and I don't have a strict agenda, and I am going to be giving some updates real quick and ideas for conversations from the heart. Always. Sometimes the best episodes come from just hanging out. So first is April 1st, tomorrow, is our official grow series focused on deep water culture. And I'm still finalizing the build out of the system, which I'm going to show off in the room. I should get my banner tomorrow. So the brand new banner will be up, which I'm really excited. I'll be covering the materials and some of the setup. And then if you're new to Hydro or looking to get into the game or series about learning growing, I will be learning and trying the system out for the first time, because I've never done deep water culture. So I really don't know what to expect. But I plan on bringing all sides of it, whether I fail, whether it works out, whether it all blows up my face. This one, however, can't blow because there's not a whole bunch of moving parts. One thing was cool about GI, which I'll let him talk here in a second, is with the UC Solocom by Current Culture. That's the one that GI is trying out, and it's an all-in-one, ready-to-go kit. So in a way, not exactly, think of it like the autopot system, where once you get the autopot system, you just add your medium, and you could start growing right there. Right? This is the same thing. So you don't have to worry about chillers. You don't have to worry about recyclers and, all the stuff that, Master Yoda now is a little hip to and just built out his system. So GI, we did a little unboxing.
Yes.
Talk about it and talk about what you think. Because you've never done
I've never
deep water culture, have you?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
In buckets. I have the root spa system.
Okay.
So
the root spa.
Yeah. I've used those, had great success with them. Um, but these are going to be like this one. I'm excited to do. It's all in one system. Like everything comes together. You get the nutrients. You get everything you need. The only thing you got to do, like he said, you don't even have to put your own medium. Like you can just do pebbleless or just have the roots hanging in the water. So very interested in find out how everything goes.
Yeah, and talk about your experience, Yoda, as you're doing our DWC, which means all it is it's a return, so it's recirculating itself.
Yes. So this is my first journey in it, and I did do a couple runs of DWC in the buckets, and it was cool and like massive growth and all the stuff you expect from DWC, but like managing the buckets was kind of a pain in the butt. So I decided to go the recirculating route, and that way I have it hooked up to a RO line, and hopefully it should keep itself topped off. And I've got it hooked up to an auto doser, and hopefully it should be hands free. But so far, everything is going great. Unfortunately, I do need to have a water chiller for my system, um, which kind of brings some challenges because it's in my lung room and it was really heating up my tent until I kind of figured out a way to vent out the exhaust directly out of the tent, which I figured that out, and that's made a big difference. But I'm really interested in this new system, and I'm interested to see what GI's got, because to not have to use a water chiller is a huge savings,
So
both on
what
energy and obviously the device.
so what GI has, and you guys can look this up right now, is the UC Solo Com from Current Culture. And what it is, it's a system designed for the home grower who wants top tier performance without complications. It's a 35-gallon standalone DWC unit with 6 plant sites. It can handle a full-size plant in all 6 sites. It uses a powerful air pump, and with the full setup ready to run, it even comes with their full lineup of nutrients designed for the system. So you're not guessing. And then GI will be documenting it. And I would love to see a comparison, because you, like me, have done auto pots.
Yep.
And it'll be a great comparison because I do love my auto pots, but I am looking at measures with this system from what I've understood from talking to one of the reps. This is all about fast flipping. So 7 to 10 days veg, and then you're going to a sea of green in these systems. And that's what it's designed to do. So we'll do a round where it's going to be quick like that. I want to do a round where it's from just seed itself, and then do a round where I try to build out a monster like I've did last time, which I really do miss. Not all plants are equal.
Sure. Very true.
And then with that, April 13th, Jay from Dry Flower is going to be flying down here. And he's going to be staying here for a couple of days. And we're going to be going into his home growers kit. So how do you dry right now? Because you don't have a Cantrell, right?
Nope. I just do the old fashioned.
Do you use your tent space at all?
No, not after I harvest now.
Okay. What about you, Yoda? Besides the Cantrell, do you do anything else?
So I do have one other tent that I kind of reserve as a kind of a dry space. And I've used a couple of different things in there. It's a little 3x3. But I'm not really sure. Now that I've done a couple runs of fresh frozen, it's really easy to just stick it all in the freezer. But I do like my flour.
Spoiled little boy.
Yeah,
this guy over here, this guy, he has the freeze dryer, the new upgraded washer. Like, you are rocking it, dude.
Yeah, I like my toys. What can I say?
That's what I'm saying. And I thank you for the bubble machine.
No
Because
problem.
that is going to be awesome. Especially when you get that purple flavored water, which I honestly think you could easily just bottle up and put as a drink. It is for those that like the earthy kind of flat taste of the cannabis, it is nice.
There you go. Just add some sugar. People will like
Yeah.
it.
That's actually a good idea, like a sweetener or something like that.
Honey or something like that, so it's natural.
I'm gonna roll this too, so you can just keep on smoking that, because if not, I'll totally forget and never pass it back to you. Hold up 1 second.
I'm okay with that.
I need more weed.
Please stand by. Technically, no problems. So anyway, Yoda.
So
with
now,
your adventures of fresh frozen, is it really as simple as everybody says it is?
it's pretty simple. It's really simple. I mean, like it's almost stupid simple, because literally, like, what I did was the last 2 weeks I just started to do a really heavy defoliation, and then like on like harvest day, anything with a stem was off, and it's really easy to defoliate when the plant's still alive, and then you chop a stem and buck the buds into a plastic bag, a Ziploc bag, and zip it up, throw it in the freezer. That's it.
Throw it in the freezer.
And then
So like you don't worry about moisture content or anything, right? Because
no,
the
because
dryer sucks it all out.
yeah. So when you put it in the Ziploc, I do try to fill it and then maybe push it down as I'm ziplocking that last little bit of air out without crushing the buds. So just lightly, with and then you stick it in the freezer, and it's only going to be in there for 48 hours to 72 hours is kind of optimal time, to like not before then, to make sure it's fully frozen. But once it's frozen, I mean, like, it can stay in your freezer probably indefinitely. But you should probably wait 2 or 3 days if you're patient enough to do that before you process.
Yeah, I'm interested in the freeze dryer. I've seen them for sale, but I've actually never had to be able to get my hands on it and check one out. You know what I mean?
Every once in a while on Reddit, I keep on seeing posts of like, I think they're medium-sized units at Costco that are like $1,500.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's like a floor model, and it's probably one, so you get lucky to get it. But like, I would beat someone away with a stick if I had to get that in my cart.
See,
for that price.
See, Costco's with us. See, that's what I'm talking about. The carry freeze dryers.
Yeah. Now you can get them on Costco on their webpage. But they're basically like $100 or something under retail off the Harvest Right webpage. I mean, it's not a huge savings.
Lowe's also sells them, so if you can get the Lowe's credit card or use your credit card, you can go on Lowe's website and they have all of them. I was actually surprised.
Well, I mean, if you could do that and then get the 18 months of
financing
financing for free, then
that's what I'm saying.
That makes it a little easier to swallow.
And if something goes wrong, you're dealing with Lowe's now instead of Harvest Right, which is Chinese. So Lowe's will just give you a new one. China might make you send it back, or they might send you.
Company?
I would imagine so. I don't know. They're all Chinese.
I think they're a U.S. company. I mean, probably it's made in China, but I think it's a U.S. company.
Like when I did Flash Forge with the printers, it'd be a pain in the ass because they didn't want to just give me a new printer because they were a small company. So they would send me the motherboard or they would send me the parts, and then I would have to install it and everything like this. And I'm like, if I was just dealing with a big corporation, they'd be like, yeah, just send it back and we'll send you a new one.
Right. And if you go through Lowe's, you can probably also get like that, like Assuron warranty, 3-year warranty or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's not cheap with the price of the machine, but That might be worth it.
I'm deciding to hook up one of the exhaust fans to my table right here so I can smoke cigars in the house because Lacey said no. My
Yeah.
whole goal was to smoke a cigar tonight during my podcast, which I'm going to do after my podcast. But this is the Drew Estate Sweet Jane, which is very flavorful. And want to hook up the exhaust to ducking, and then I can just be like this, and then I just like, and it goes straight in, minimizes smell, but I can smoke cigars in the house. Because if you're to the lounge, you should be able to smoke cigars, and weed. It's a lounge.
Yeah. They also got ventilation systems that are awesome.
Yeah, they do make smoke heaters.
Yeah.
Smoke heaters?
Eaters.
Oh. Yeah. I like it's about to be summer.
Sabrina,
yeah.
Well, yeah, she bought a vacuum years and years ago. It was called the Rainbow.
It worked?
And that was their thing. It's like, because like it actually filtered it through water. It was like a vacuum. So like it came up, it bubbled in the water, it traps all the dirt in the water. You dump the dirt out, And same thing, since it was filtered through water, you could blow smoke in one end and there'd be no smell coming out the other end. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those like Kirby type vacuums that, you only get from salespeople. They don't actually sell them in stores.
Right.
Let's see here. Trip says, turn my HEPA filter on. RQ will be I. All right. So, with that being said, I also want to talk quickly for those who don't know, and game night and giveaway night is now on the last Sunday of each month, fourth Sunday, and April 28th is the first one, and we'll have multiple prizes, including a Current Culture 8-gallon single pod setup, which you can go to my Instagram page right now and comment and tag a friend and enter to win. You do have to be present in the podcast room when we call the winner. So it's not just signing up online. Let's see here. This will always be fun. We're gonna bring the wheel back out. So we're gonna do our Madman's Wheel of Fun. So adding a letter, subtracting a letter, asking a friend, weed trivia, movie trivia. It's fun. We pick a word, and then what happens is we have about 5 people, and then everybody gets to roll this. So how it works is if I were to be spelling the word weed, I added W. So for this time, I got a W. So then GI would spin, and then maybe he would steal a letter, and then he could steal my letter as well. So then he has 2 letters, you know what I mean? So, and then you could also lose a letter. So then there's a free spin, and then there's Ask a Gromy. So that one it's a hard question, and you can ask one person in the chat if they would like to answer, but you have 30 seconds to do it. So there is a time constraint against it, but it's pretty cool. And we get quite the energy rush with people playing, but that'll be on there as well as some other games that we're going to be playing. But each month, on the 4th Sunday of each month, we will be having the giveaways and game night, which will be very cool. The first Sunday, the first Sunday of each month is the intro to DWC class and podcast. And this is early. This starts at 12 to 2. And this is the series that focuses on me learning and experiencing DWC. And that'll include either making mistakes or becoming really successful at this, but really getting my feet wet with DWC and showing people how fun it is to grow. Let's see here. May 10th, I will be in the American Autoflower Cup in Los Angeles, which will be very cool. Yoda, you still gonna come?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm not 100% sure.
You are.
I'm thinking.
Yes. This is exciting because I will be a judge. I'm speaking and I'm holding a mental health panel. And I don't want to give away too much news, but I have another event in another state coming up doing the exact same thing with my podcast booth, with speaking and doing a full mental health panel. And I got the confirmation to do all of this. And I'm going to be a people's choice judge. So I'm very excited. But details are coming. So GI,
Yeah, man.
let's talk genetics. What's going on with GI genetics? Because we have some on the table, and let's go ahead and talk a little bit about this, because the fur missile is what I hear is the new one.
Yes, the fur missile, and it smells awesome. I'll tell you that right now. The fur missile is a cross between Tropical Trooper and Boo Bear. Boo Bear has blueberry, spent brass. Tropical Trooper is Maui Wowie and spent brass. So you're getting like the Maui Wowie, the blueberry, and all that mixed together. So far, like just from the smell of it, squeezing the buds, rub your fingers together, taking the smell, it's extremely fruity.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to that one.
So with that being said, is there anything else in the works right now, or are you pretty much set on getting that to like F2, F3, F4, F5?
I think I'm going to start playing with this one and the WMD, which is Durban Poison and Spent Brass. I like that one, and I have a Pheno, a flashbang going right now. That's Black African Magic and Spent Brass, and that's an actual really, really pretty bud structure onto it.
Bam! Thought we should bring up some weed while we talk about weed.
So GI, how high up the F chain do you go?
It depends. Like the farthest that I've gone, I'm on F3s with my spent brass.
Okay. So. And in breeder world, like as far as stabilization, F3, like most people like stop or can stop at like F2, right? So what would be the purpose of going all the way up?
Lots of breeders actually don't even do that. A lot of places do F1s and then they move on to the next.
So what's the importance then? Why stick around while they're carrying on other things?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so why is it important for you and your genetics, what you're working on, to get to that level, F3, F4, maybe?
Well, just like, all right, your F1s, they're all over the place. Lots of people like F1s. Some people hate F1s, because once again, they're all over the place. If, you and Lacey have a kid, it's going to be one way. You and Lacey have another kid, it's not going to be the same kid as you had before. So they narrowed down the gene pool onto it for the phenos that you like. So I like this one. It's got some purple into it, and this one smells good. So I'm going to mix this one with that one, type deal. So then just roll a dice, see what you get.
And then, like with snake breeders, for instance, I have ball pythons, and we're always looking at like colors and morphs is what they call them. When you look at your plants, like when you did the Tropical Trooper, which is the Maui Wowie with the spent brass, are you looking at like how both plants look like and then like color profiles and stuff like that? Or is it just based on like the terpene or the flavors, or is it just based on what you feel like crossing with what? Like, how do you determine what you want to take the time to invest in when it comes to breeding?
For me, it's a little different because, my wife has a condition, and some of the strains that I've made actually help her better than, well-named strains. I'm not saying I'm medicinal or anything. I'm just saying that if you're like, hey, I'm having problems, with an appetite or something, what would you recommend? If you're coming from me, I'm going to stick you with a permanent profile because my permanent profile is a pure indica. You know, it's 2 landrace indicas, Hindu Kush and alien technology. So that right there, I know it gives me one hell of a case of munchies. So I'm sure that'll work for somebody else too. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
What up, Dre?
Well, and you know, the nice thing about being a breeder is if you have someone with a certain condition, I mean, maybe, you know, it's not necessarily a medicinal strain or whatnot, but you have a skill set. And certainly when you discover that one is more helpful than the other, you know, it does kind of give you a sense of purpose for traits that you might be looking for in your breeding program, you know, for that specific train, that specific strain, I would imagine.
Yeah, like I was going to say my alien shooter. It's Cherry AK-47 and alien technology. But I guess the AK-47 that I used was a CBD strain because it came back a 1-to-1 THC to CBD ratio.
Wow, wow.
So it's sativa dominant, but it's not very potent. It's 4% CBD, 4% THC.
Okay.
So like it's for people who, you know, smoke but don't, you know, want to get too high, or
Right.
you know, that occasionally, you know, and they don't want to go to sleep.
Right.
So like it gives you a little energy boost, but it's not going to knock you in the couch or anything like that.
So it's like a good daytime strain where you have to function or something, like, you know, maybe
Yes.
I'm in a little bit of pain today and I'm at the office and I need to be able to, like, you know, talk to people on the phone or go to meetings, and, you know, and you could use it to kind of help relieve you with that. So
what's going on, Kenny?
What's going on, Kenny?
Like I don't claim to be medicinal at any level, you know. So I recommend what I believe would help people if people ask me, you know,
right,
I'm having, you know, I got really bad anxiety, you know, so obviously I'm not going to give you a sativa because it's going to make you paranoid, you know, freak the hell out, you know, stuff like that.
Kenny has a question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm down.
I have a couple extra packs. We could send them out one.
Yeah, whatever.
Or you want to send them out with the first form whistle, see how that would do? Or a tropical trooper is what I was going to recommend.
I think either tropical trooper or maybe the because like depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for like a large plant, like the WMD, which has different poison into it, and the Black African Magic, they're very, very tall plants.
He did park his boat out front.
What's going on in Genetix?
I got a boat with wheels. It's like I'm SpongeBob.
We're going to go eat escargot and do fancy things after this.
Yeah, that's what we do. I'm on a boat.
White Widow. Some of these names are like iconic. Like before I even really smoked weed, you would hear like just like what do you call it? Purple Haze, you know, White Widow.
You talk about classic legendary strains. Yeah, like
Green Crack, you know,
strains that every, you know, major, seed bank you can find at, you know,
Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, the white.
What up, Gronomics?
Scout cookies, the sour diesels, you know, because they were good strains and they've been around so long, they just getting populated, and people still seek them out today. So, you know, what are you gonna do?
This question is kind of like asking somebody what's their favorite like tire brand.
Yeah.
But what is your opinion on land race strains?
Land race strain.
Yep. I hear a lot about that.
Yes, actually, I love land race strains.
Okay. And what is a land race? Because somebody like me, I don't really know that. So
land race strain is just a strain that grows naturally in whatever region.
Oh, okay.
So that's all what a land race is. So
where's the race part come into it? Like I understand like the land, but race.
I have no idea.
And you know what?
There you go. Google it.
ChatGPT.
Give us something to talk about.
Google will make you read an article. ChatGPT will give you the answer.
But
land race.
Yeah, I don't know where the land race comes from, but I definitely like land race strains. They're like I like the pure strains. Like some people, don't get me wrong, you look at lineage of, say like, jealousy or something like that, anything. And the lineage is going to be like, yeah, long because it's been crossed,
right.
2-3 dozen times, to get where it is now, land race strains, it's like starting from the beginning.
Well, I would imagine that with a land race strain, and maybe I'm wrong in this thought, but I would think with the land race strain, you'd be more likely to get a true sativa.
Yes, like you would.
Cost.
Yeah, you would like that's where you get your pure sativas and your pure indicas and stuff like that. Like Afghanistan region has a lot of indicas. Africa has a lot of sativas. And there's actual sites that you could go onto to get these land race seeds from people that travel the world and collect them and resell them and stuff. So,
all right, so here we go. When someone refers to land race strains, they're talking about exactly what you said, a pure original cannabis strain that's developed naturally in specific geographic regions without being crossbred with other strains. These have adapted to their local environment over generations, often growing wild or with very little human influence. Some of the key points are genetically pure, region specific, and they have unique traits. Why does it matter? Preservation of genetics. They're like heirloom seeds for breeders, prized for their stability and unique cannabinoid terpene profiles. Foundation for hybrids. Most modern strains are built from the genetic base of land race strains. So, origin of word, land referring to geographic region of environment. Race is the context, means a distant population or variety with a species that has developed unique traits over time due to natural selection and local adaptation. So in agriculture, a land race is a domesticated, locally adapted plant or animal variety that has developed over a long period in a specific location, often both through natural evolution and traditional framing practices. Let's see here. In summary, it means local variety. That'll be $9.99. We will see you guys next week for another master class here at Madman. It's free game. You can thank ChatGPT.
Yeah, thanks, ChatGPT.
So, like I was saying, like playing with land race strains is like, I think it's like starting from the beginning. Already you got something that's never been crossed with something else that's never been crossed. You go from there. Not all of them are winners either. I'll tell you that. Because a lot of land race strains, like some of them don't even look like what our flower looks like now. Some of them still, they're all crazy and larfy, and so, like I said, not everyone's a winner.
There's also something that we need to talk about, which is why pineapple does go on pizza. Just want to show off my half eating a slice of pizza. There is pineapple on it, and for anybody that says different, well, that's what the comment section is for.
Because we're
To battle it out.
We're bougie.
Yeah. And that's not even marinara sauce.
That's right.
Yeah.
Alfredo, buddy.
Wait. It's just cheese, ham, and pineapple, no sauce?
No ham. We do bacon in this motherfucker.
Yeah, we're men.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I could see bacon and pineapple. Yeah, I could see that too.
Oh, we
On
have a
Alfredo.
disagreement.
Yes.
So, do you guys disagree on the pineapple, or is it just other people?
I love pineapple.
I'm with
pizza.
the pineapple with pizza. Like I'm for it. Like my oldest kid, can't stand it.
I can do pineapple too. It wouldn't be my go-to, but I could I definitely know people that would say it's wrong.
You get like all 5 food groups like right there in one slice pizza.
Mo might be saying that strawberries go on pizza.
I've never tried that, but I'm willing to.
I see a strawberry emoji.
I've heard of dessert pizza.
Is that what you're saying?
There was this restaurant that I used to go to. It was a pizza shop, and they used to do all types of crazy dessert pizzas, and they're amazing.
Yes.
They had this s'more pizza, which was just amazing. I mean, who would have thunk? I would have never thought you could put a marshmallow on a pizza, but apparently you can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like down here. There's it's not very big, but there's a buffet chain called CC's, and that's what they do is pizza, and their big thing is macaroni and cheese pizza.
Really?
Yes, that's what everybody goes there for is the macaroni and cheese pizza.
CC's is like country buffet for pizza.
Okay.
So they also have like nuggets. So technically you can go crazy with toppings because they have loose items too, not just pizzas. So it can get interesting.
All right. Yeah, no, I get that. I had eggplant pizza a couple weeks ago, and it was great.
Yeah, it would just be like an eggplant parm, just with some dough,
One is smelling like rotten pineapple and frosty AF huge buds.
Nice.
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
It's like a stank gas.
That picture in your emoji, is that one of your plants that you grew? Because it looks amazing with all the yellow, and what a great
See, I appreciate you saying that you like a plant that is no longer green in flower. That makes me feel good.
Oh yeah. No, that is part of the finishing of the plant.
The buffalo chicken pizza. Buffalo chicken pizza actually is a pretty big hit. Even in Springfield, I go to Johnny's New York style pizzeria, and they have buffalo chicken, and they do it in a spiral. So all the sauce all the way up is ringed out. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So there's a couple places by me make it, but one place puts onions onto it. It just messes it all up. But there's one place that has superior pizza than the rest of the area, at least in my opinion, being from a northern state.
Growing
up there, so yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Wait. Just so I know what I'm dealing with. I didn't know what northern state are you from, GI?
New York.
You're originally a New Yorker?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Everybody has the best pizza in New York. So they say.
Same area as your wife, or?
No, she's upstate in Albany. I was closer to the city.
Okay.
Do you guys meet in New York?
All right.
No,
Okay. So now I get it. So you're like a real New York pizza guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big Papa John's fan or anything like that. I like the mom and pop shops.
Right.
Floppy crust or crispy crust?
It depends. If you're doing thin crust, it's got to be crispy. But if you're doing regular, there's a place in DC that me and the wife went to.
Mm-hmm.
It was up on U Street, and you paid $5 for a slice of pizza and you couldn't see the damn paper plate underneath it. I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to eat this thing? They're like, oh, you roll it like a burrito. It's like, damn. So, yeah, like,
Yeah, we have a word for that. We call it a calzone.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I thought there was a word for that. A rolled up pizza or inside out pizza.
no, that's a stromboli, isn't it? Because a calzone
Right.
is just like a pizza in half.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the, like,
yeah.
flopped over. But I love me a calzone too.
So Gia, have you ever had New Haven pizza?
In Pennsylvania?
New Haven
No,
pizza.
New Haven style pizza.
Oh,
I mean, if
no.
you grew up, growing up close to Manhattan,
No,
New
like
Haven
there was a
style-
place called New Haven that was like a retreat that had a restaurant and
Okay.
they made pretty good pizza, but I've never heard of like New Haven City pizza.
All right, so it's New Haven style, and that's going back to like Frank Pepe's pizza, which is some people would argue it's probably the best pizza in the world.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what?
But,
I
I mean,
wasn't gonna eat on
I don't
camera,
wanna-
but we're
I mean,
not
like,
gonna
I don't
sit here and
wanna,
talk
like,
about pizza.
Start pizza stuff, but
Pizza
You want a
War.
slice?
Pizza War.
but now I personally, if I was taking someone to get New Haven style pizza, I would take them to Pepe's. However, if I was going to go and eat pizza in New Haven, I would probably go to a different pizza restaurant, because at Pepe's, it's an experience, but like I don't know, they're almost mean, like because they know they've got the best pizza in the world, you know.
The
So
pizza Nazis on Seinfeld, right? The soup Nazis. No
yeah,
soup for you.
yeah. But pizza, I mean, it's amazing pizza. But I would go to a
Bring
place
the
called
juice
Modern
right.
Pizza, which same style of pizza, which is basically like coal oven pizza. But
Okay.
but the service is nicer.
Is that what the New Haven style is? Is it coal fired?
Yeah, it's a coal fired.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I've had coal fired. I didn't know it was
yeah,
called
so it's like 600 degrees and like
Yeah.
it takes a minute to cook or something like that.
Well, you remember, like, not that I have something like as massive and as immaculate as that, but I had the little desktop and we cooked pizzas within like a minute, and they were fucking awesome when you were here. Remember during the barbecue smokeout, everybody made pizzas.
I think we lost him.
Dear God, he has closed his eyes forever.
Oh, there he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
We
April
missed
Fools.
that. Yeah.
I know he was orgasming. It was so good. He was like,
He's just
Can't
bringing it
remember.
back.
Oh, did I get frozen in some like
Yeah.
compromising position?
I was like,
Yeah.
dear Lord, he has closed his eyes forever.
Yeah. Yes.
But remember when we were at my house and we made the pizzas?
Yeah,
Well,
you get that awesome oven.
Yeah, and that is called a Gosney. Is it Gosney?
I thought it was a Ninja or something like that.
No, it's not. And what's cool is it has a wood burning adapter, so you can do wood burn and you can do propane.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
The guy who made them is a former addict, and he turned his life around with the love of pizza and making these, and now is a multimillionaire doing his thing.
Nice. Well, we all
Yep.
know food is love.
Okay, it's a Gosney, and they're really cool. They have some really elaborate ones. Check those out real quick. They're really nice. Like they have the open flame
yeah.
where you can do it in and everything. They have
Right.
mine, which is a travel kit. So it has legs. The legs fold. You can put it right in the car. You can take everything out of it, like the burner itself out. So when you're traveling, the biggest thing is the stone, because it uses a stone. The
Right.
heat.
Right.
That's the heaviest part of it, but it's really nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, Bill makes he makes pizza almost every Friday.
Oh, nice. My wife makes keto pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, she doesn't use dough or anything like that. Well, her dough is like mozzarella cheese and something
Yeah,
mixed together, like egg yolk or something like that. It's
or
some
like
kind of
the cheddar cheese, you can cook it and it like gets hard
yeah.
when it burn. I don't know if it's really burnt, but it
Yeah,
turns
it's yeah.
to a crust.
Basically, you burn it and it gets hard. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. Um,
they and like they do that on purpose in like fancy restaurants. You know, they'll just throw
yeah,
a handful of cheese in there so like you use the crisp and the shards to like accent things. And
he said shards.
that's what they break them into like I don't know cheese
Right.
shards. You know, you could die.
Yeah,
But no, I know what you're talking about. Um, it like it sounds weird, but there's this place where I used to grow up. Well, I didn't used to grow up. Where I did grow up, they made breakfast pizza also,
Mm.
like scrambled eggs
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
sauce and the cheese, and then you get bacon or sausage. Or,
love
you know.
me a good breakfast pizza.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
You know, pizza and beer are almost the perfect foods.
Yeah,
They have enough nutrients and everything in them to sustain you.
say in your face, woman.
There you go. There you go. So if you were going to be stranded on a desert island, where you could only have one type of food and one type of drink, would it be pizza and beer?
Well,
No,
why do they say
you get
pizza and beer
dehydrated.
are the perfect foods?
You know, because you can't drink the water because it's salt water. You'd have to
Right,
collect your
right.
own water.
Their flavor, their sensory satisfaction, their versatility and variety, the social and cultural factors, psychological satisfaction. You get psychologically satisfied by drinking this.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like me good beer.
The beer is yeasty, bready flavors and crust complement malty notes in beer.
What about chicken wings and beer? Huh?
Ooh, yeah,
Oh,
chicken wings and
that's
beer are
fun.
good too. Those lead for really good burps, especially if you do hot sauce or barbecue
Hot
sauce.
I like
Man.
the mixed ones when they take the barbecue and hot mix it together.
When I was down in Daytona Beach, Florida, and I lived there for a little bit during motorcycle school, we would go to Hooters, and you could like for $50, you get like a whole like plate. They would bring it out, and it's like a whole thing of wings, and we would just go ham, dude. And it was just awesome times. But hey,
They used to do 25-cent wings back in the day.
Hmm.
So you get 4 wings for $1.
I wanted to lay on oh look, we got some more comments. Sorry, I'm the one doing all this. I worked at Sabaros. Yeah, Sabaros is great too.
Yeah.
Fresh dough. Oh,
Every time I go to Times Square, I had
midair.
Sbarro's.
I miss my grandparents. They took me to the mall and then to Sabaros. All right. Oh no, what happened to my mouse? There it is. Okay. So I wanted to give you a little history and random fact. So is everybody remember the drink Sierra Mist?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody know what happened to Sierra Mist?
It's still
No.
It's still a thing, isn't it?
No. So Pepsi discontinued its lemon lime soda Sierra Mist and they changed it to Starry in 2023. The strategic move aimed to better compete with market leaders like Sprite and appeal to younger consumers. Amid this transition, a TikTok creator named Sierra Mist claimed that Pepsi took legal action against her due to similarities between her name and the company's brand. She alleged that discovering Pepsi had left the Sierra Mist trademark expire. She secured the rights to the name, suggesting that this was the real reason behind the rebranding of Starry. However, these claims have met with I can't speak. Skepticism. How do you say it?
Skepticism.
Whatever the fuck. And there's
words,
no
man, like,
concrete evidence, but I heard that.
Like I've heard of other brands, like other stories about that's why, that they changed brands. Even like the Washington football team.
That was so fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, but like they rebranded it and they let everybody know that they were rebranding. So everybody went out and bought up all the Washington whatever commanders whatever.com things. So that's why they were the Washington football team, because that was the only thing that wasn't like vacant.
Yeah, and they make so much money and they couldn't pay anyone to figure that dumb shit out, dude.
There was even I think it was Trump. Something about like he got into it with some company or something, and they let their patent run out, and he picked up the website.
Well, I was still am. I do like Michael Jackson's music, and when the song "Just Lose It" came out, Michael said that he was very hurt because he actually did like Eminem's music, and he felt like personally attacked, which I guess he was kind of mocked and everything. Well, you know what he did to get back at Eminem? He went and bought all the rights to Eminem's music and bought his catalog. So every time Eminem made money, so did he.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I want to be in life. I want to be a baller like that. Like I'm not gonna hurt you publicly. I'm gonna hurt you financially. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy your fucking catalog. And every time you make money, I make money. So keep talking shit.
He bought the Beatles catalog too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think even Elvis's.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Telling you, dude. That's what I'm saying. You gotta. That's why so many people are just focused on so many random things, dude. If you can figure out a way to play the game like that, what could you come up with? You know what I mean? Like endless possibilities. And it's all out there, it's just literally just, going above and beyond and then just like making that shit yours. And that's one thing that I just love about business is it's not about how strong you are. It's not about how long you've been doing something. It's just, are you the best at what you do? And if you are, you will succeed. And it's very simple, whatever it is that you're into, you know what I mean? Whether it's fishing, whether it's sitting on the beach, whether it's, being a podcaster, if you put your heart and soul into it, you get what you want. And that's why with Billy Joel, he has the lyrics, you can get what you want, or you can just get old. You know what I mean? Because one of those two things are going to happen, and
well, you're definitely going to get old.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no stopping that.
Exactly. But will you get what you want? Will you be satisfied? And that's my fear of dying is not so much
not being satisfied when you die.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be like, son of a bitch, I wish I had more money that I can't take with
It's not about the money. It would be like, it's like,
okay, like experiences.
Well, so we're all in this human experience, right? And when I almost committed suicide when I was about 13 or 14, I had a lot of thoughts. Well, I didn't do anything with my life, and here I'm about to end it. And then when I almost died in the car accident, I was like, now I'm actually working on something. Now I'm trying to do something, and now I would have been cut short. That's fucked up, and there's a lot of people that experience something like that, whether they're an athlete that gets sick or whatever. And my biggest thing is when my grandmother died, I talked to her about her death, and I talk about this all the time. And one thing I did do is talk to her about everything. And from what she told me, that she was totally at peace. It didn't matter what happened. It didn't matter if she woke up or not. She was satisfied. And God or in anybody else's, terminology, religion, or what you ever believe in, doesn't really fucking matter. But said that he repaid her in every single way. And she's lived a beautiful life and done magical and wonderful things. And she was okay with going. And I think when we talk about mental health and clarity, one of the biggest fears that we all have is death. It's not so much us dying, but What do we leave behind? Who do we leave behind? What do their lives look like? Especially if we're the people that really drive that life or that family, you know what I mean? And things can change, and just the feeling of being comfortable. So whether it's a freak accident or whatever, you knew that you were just in the moment and living for you. And you know what I mean? You can be okay with that. Cause I just feel like, you know, in those 2 times where I almost did die, I didn't feel that way. I felt very angry. Like I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, like you said, a lot has changed also from back when you were having dark thoughts
Oh yeah.
to where your car accident, you kind of like it's like I need to live. You have a family. Obviously you didn't have a family before then.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Lacey and Logan and Lacey's mom were all in the car with me that day.
Well, you got. Oh no, I'm talking about what.
Oh, the suicide. Yeah, 13. Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
I barely had any friends.
Like things, it change over time. So, and some people, they're at most people that attempt suicide or succeed in suicide, they're. I'm not gonna say like tormented, but they've at some level have become okay with what they're about to do in their.
Yeah. And then, I guess the brain is miraculous on how it can go ahead and make sense or, build tolerance or, the accepting factors of like death or whatever, and psychedelics, they talk about like the psychological death, where you actually think that you're dying, but you're not dying. You're just heavily tripping and you're going through an experience and stuff like that.
So is that like the whole when you die in your sleep, you die for real thing?
I think it's an ego death with psychedelics, right? Is that the ego death part?
Well, every time you take psychedelics, you're never the same person again. You experience something different. I know when I was younger, I used to dabble in psychedelics when I was in my teenage and young 20s, stuff like that. So, and I've definitely, I believe, grown as a person between, the ages of teenage years to young 20s, a lot faster than the people around me.
Right.
I don't know if it makes any sense, but I feel like it made me more in tune with what was going on with me,
Right.
Oh, 100%. And that's also part of how the chemical in psilocybin. There's psilocybin and there's psilocy something. And
right.
Psilocin.
Yeah.
And how it affects the brain. And what it affects is, I don't know the term, but it's the cuddle factor of the brain, which builds relationship, which builds the feeling of wanting to be warm and welcoming, which works on a lot of different levels. And that's one thing about psychedelics is it allows you to focus on more here and now. One thing I do with my therapist is we do this exercise, which I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it's like when you feel stressed out, you say, where am I? And then you say, I'm here. And then you say, who am I? I'm me. And what time is it now? You know what I mean? And then it's supposed to like recenter you so you can be in the present moment. You know what I mean? So
I'm sorry, but that whole thing that you just said, I just heard like the NBA thing come on.
Wait.
Y'all ready for that?
But no, I get what you're saying then.
But yeah, man, like
it's not lit.
I know, I'm about to light it.
You want me to pack you a new one?
Yeah, this one's fine.
You got plenty of weed on the table.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with this one. But
we listened to the album he dropped a few months ago. There are some pretty twisted songs there. One of my favorite songs is "Save Me."
who we talk about?
Eminem.
Oh, Eminem. Yeah.
The new song with Jelly Roll and him, "Save Me," dude. That one makes me think a lot, especially about being as a father. Let's see here. Yeah, he definitely has a very, very creative mind. I will say that. Like the way of expression and just everything. Because you think about everything going back from cleaning out my closet to like the song Headlights, which says, you know, he pretty much cringe when he hears that song on the radio, to the song Save Me, which is all about like him dealing with his mom and then him dealing with himself as a dad and like a person. You know what I mean? So it's cool that he does. Eminem takes his sobriety very, very seriously, and it's cool that you can see those stories in his music. He brought his own Gatorade. He brought chips with him. It's like he was dropped off for camp.
It was.
You know,
About to have a sleepover. It's gonna be awesome,
dude. It's spring break, last day of it. So I'm glad you made it out. Glad you can enjoy the whole week of spring break with me.
Yeah. Next thing I know, I'm dressed as a boat captain.
Dude, I'm serious. Like,
you know, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. It's another day in the life of.
Yeah, I need to get the aviators. I got the Rayburns or the imitation. See, I actually have Mickey Mouse on the side of my glasses, which I have no idea where they came from, but kids love these.
Oh, Mickey's gonna get you. You just mentioned today about your podcast.
Uh-oh. Maybe I can do a podcast with Mickey Mouse and be like, so Mickey, after a long day, tell me how many joints?
Down? Yeah. You know, when you get home from a long day and you know, Minnie's just.
I was just about to say
going at you.
Really like living with Minnie. Did you really put the cap back on the toothpaste?
Does she still have periods, or like you guys on like contraceptives?
Yeah, what would happen if there was like
has Minnie ever lost her shit in public on a bad week? Yes. We need to know.
Yeah. Minnie's lost her shit in many cartoons. Let's got this one going.
Yeah, I think probably next year we're gonna be taking Logan to Disney World and Universal for the very first time.
Have you ever been there?
Oh yeah, I've been there because when I almost killed myself.
So you know what to
instead of going and doing all that with the needle in my leg, I went to Disney World where I visited my friend John Spargo, which I actually just had a dream about him last night, which wasn't a great dream, but he was a very troubled person. Let's just put it that way. And I was his friend when nobody else was. And I got to see two sides. I got to see what everybody thought was the bad person. And then I also got to see the person who would cry in front of me about his mom and about how he didn't have a real family and all this other stuff. John, my friend John Spargo, died behind a dumpster from a heroin overdose in Florida a couple years ago. And I knew John as growing up in middle school and high school. There was one time where, so when I was younger, I was heavily kind of like isolated because I got picked on a lot because I was a lot smaller. And there was this time I got pushed up against the locker, and I didn't even know John had lunch at the same time or was like in the same hallway as me. But he saw it happen, and it was like literally a scene out of the movie where like Iron Man is pinned down and then like the other superhero dude it like comes and just swipes the dude right off you. Like I'm about to get like punched and the guy has his arm back. Next thing I know, the guy is no longer in front of me and I see him and John on the floor and he got on top of him and started hitting him. And he was like, if you ever fuck with my friend again, he's like, I'll fucking kill you and all this shit. Oh yeah. Like, and from then that kid never ever was mean to me again. And we spent so much time together that people thought we were like brothers. And it sucks, but it just shows you with unconditional mental health and not taking yourself seriously and not knowing how to. See, John was very, very talented, but he felt like he was nothing because his dad was not in his life. His dad's kind of a POS. He would make John run around the yard, and him and his friends would shoot a BB gun, trying to hit John at a young age. His mother was a big addict that wasn't in his life. He lived with his grandfather and his stepdad, and or a granddad and his dad and his stepmom. And they treated the child Alex like gold, and they treated him like shit. Now, there are some things that John did that are unexcusable, and I can't condone those things or really appreciate them. But as a friend and as somebody who saw the rage and also the vulnerability, it just gave me a very good insight at a very early age about mental health and about not treating it and not knowing how to. I mean, John's the type of person who he gets angry, he punches holes in walls, he throws things, he destroys things. I once watched him kill a frog. There's a lot of different things that he did that that just, today looking back on it would have been serious red flags. And I just wish, my friend was still alive, because at the end of the day, what he did later in life, I wasn't a part of. He lived in Florida, I lived in Virginia. But it's just one of those things where it's sad to watch somebody that does have potential throw themselves away, you know what I mean? And never be able to get it right. And then your legacy is literally dying behind a dumpster.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get remembered. His family didn't even have a funeral for them. They just got him cremated and that was it. And that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, not even on death row, they allow the family members to come, and do all that shit. And I don't excuse or condone his actions that he did as a meth addict and as a heroin addict, but he was still a person. So, but I guess that's where I get this drive for what I do, is because I feel like in a way I can see the value, I can see what maybe people can't. And it's also because in my life, I feel like people have seen that in me where other people didn't. And all it takes is just one person to turn somebody else on, and who knows what can happen. I mean, my friend showed me how to grow weed, and I've made an entire brand out of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we do together to really drive the message forward? So I got my mental health kick, but it's what I'm passionate about and it's what I experience. So, besides growing. So
nice.
Oh, yeah. I get it, man.
Do you think you'll actually wear that on your boat? Like actually
I
go
was
out?
actually thinking about it.
You should.
I think it would be hilarious.
We should make a video.
I'm down.
Like a music video.
I'm down.
Yoda, you gotta drive down for this.
Okay.
You see my little boat, right? My little SS minnow.
I haven't seen your boat.
No.
It's a kayak.
I got a kayak. I could totally do a kayak also.
Yeah, if you put two together, it's a pontoon.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that would
With one
actually
of
be
the
fun if we did a full music video.
battery powered little motors for like
I'm
fishing.
telling you, dude.
Yeah, you do the redneck picnic table and blue barrels.
Blue barrels. All right, we got 15 minutes left. We're gonna wrap it up. Talk to people about what's new in the garden, and we'll start with you, and we'll go to Yoda.
I actually tried to germinate some high-end seeds that I bought, and I couldn't get them to germinate. And I went through 5 or 6 of them, so it freaked me out. So I started trying to germinate my other high-end ones. So that's what's going on right now. It's like I got a bunch of aficionado growing with what do I got? Like the sour jelly and the ghost walker.
Okay.
I think those. No, I think the original diesel too. I might have been. I don't remember. All I remember is I got to take care of them. When it's time to cut them down, there's a little tag that tells me what it is.
I don't even look at, or I guess I should be a little bit more scientific with my plants, but honestly, I just do my thing. And
I don't even pH my water.
Really?
No.
How many do you experience? A lot of deficiencies? Do you experience anything at all? Because even current culture, he doesn't believe in pH either.
I
Really?
believe it's got to do with the nutrients you use, but like I haven't pH'd my water in
the rep I was talking to, he said the same thing.
I don't know how long. So like, I'm not saying that it's a good or bad thing. It's probably a bad thing. You're talking about getting all scientific and stuff. That's why I said, you don't
probably right.
Just keep it simple, stupid. Just
keep it simple, stupid.
Whatever is the easiest to do that works. Why change it? Why try to mess with it?
If you are unsatisfied like me, who want to try and these things are different. Smell this real quick. This is a Sweet Jane, and then this one is the Java, and this one is like a chocolatey mocha. I know you're black and mild, so after this we'll go outside. Smell that though.
Oh, that one's definitely got chocolate.
Yeah. This one has more of a spice.
Yeah, this is chocolate.
I want someday I want to grow a chocolate cannabis strain.
Go for it.
So I learned in Virginia with heavy regulations, there's some things about it, but you could actually grow your own tobacco. I did not know that. It requires way more than weed, so I'm not going to be doing it. But it's just like, wow, I never knew that. It's for personal use only.
You got to age it.
You got to age it.
All that other stuff.
I thought it was illegal to grow tobacco.
ChatGPT wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah, that's right. On the internet, it's got to be right.
ChatGPT, shut up. I have a speech impediment. They fact check. You'll see it go through articles and it'll show you icons. And if you click the icon, it'll bring you to the articles that you can click through to read through.
I know. I use AI too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Someone as well as seasoned as you. I didn't know if you were hip to it.
Nope. Not usually.
See how cleverly I said that?
You young whippersnapper.
You
with newfangled technology. I'm just gonna sit over here with my pipe and my newspaper.
Yeah, show him your why are you chilling on that with it? See that
my Gandalf?
Yes, and now we need a bird, mechanical AI, real, whatever. Mechanical bird. And we need that on your shoulder, and we're good to go.
I actually bought a real pipe. Well, I thought it was a real pipe. Go along with this get up here. And I guess the hole is so freaking tiny you could hardly draw anything through it. So that was a whole waste of $20-something bucks.
They're in a conversation about stones.
Songs, or are they still fighting over pineapple on pizza?
I don't know. I will take another bite if there's any discrepancies.
Right. Speak now, forever hold the peace.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. There's a lot going on, and next Sunday we will be upstairs, so you'll be able to see the new banner, the new table set up. We're going to be having the clones put in, and we will actually be running the Tropical Troopers, which is Sprint Brass and Maui Wowie, and I'm expecting some good things. And I built a 5x5 grid because on the 4x4 grow space, it's way wider than it because it actually doesn't fit into the tent. That's why we don't use tents upstairs, because of the drain trays, because of all the water. If everything goes south, I don't want to look like the natural rainforest below.
No, you don't.
That's not cool.
That's what 30 gallons.
We had
like.
we had a similar incident in our house, and it was not cool at all. But the washing machine sensor went out, so
that'll do
it
it
just
too.
kept filling up, and nobody was home. So the washing machine overflowed. By the time somebody got home, there was water coming through the can lights and the ceiling. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A deductible later and insurance claim. And
yeah, like Serpro, I give it to them. Man. Those dudes are on it.
They'll come in and
like they showed up like on the commercial, like trucks.
It was never even happened.
It was crazy.
I'm pretty sure Serpro also does suicide cleanup.
Probably because they do crime scene stuff. So
okay, yeah. Some people don't do it, but I watch Spalding Decom, and it's on YouTube. The company has a channel, and you don't get to see the bodies, but you get to see the aftermath. And it is weird how we, for over a long period of time, can just turn into mush.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting because, see, you don't see the body, so I want to be like, is it?
It's just a decomposition
on the floor. It'd be interesting to see what the body actually looks like.
Fluids escaping the body, and
because
bloating and
gases,
blowouts, and
erections and farting are a part of death.
They'll sit up too.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, you can get a stiffy right after you die. Oh yeah, big time.
No.
They'll groan because like there's like stuck air into it, so they'll groan. They'll sit up.
They'll flip you off.
Yeah, they'll beat your ass. Start talking about brain.
Talk shit about me, bitch. That's why I would hate to be a mortician. You're just like,
I actually had a friend when I was a kid whose dad was a mortician, and like they had a 3-legged Doberman too. I always thought that was cool, but like it's if you can. My thing, I would never be able to be the person that's out front at a funeral, inviting everybody in, telling, as they're coming in, consoling people. And that's not me. I would never be able to do that. But to be like the actual, like, embalmer or something like that, the behind the scenes stuff, like, I think I'd be able.
You wouldn't worry about them sitting up and like come back to life, or I don't know. See, embalming, you have to do autopsy. You have to be comfortable with cutting the bones with the bolt cutters because that's what they do.
Well, the autopsy, that's done by the coroner. That's not done by the funeral home. Funeral home just prepares the body.
Yeah. Unless you're a Dr. G that also works at a funeral home, a coroner office, whatever. But you still have to put the eye caps in the eyes. You have to sew the mouth shut.
Sew the mouth stuff with the cotton.
Replace all the blood with embalming fluid and run that through. You have to shower them, wash their hair, lipstick, all the makeup that goes on.
They have a cosmetologist. The cosmetologist.
What if people were figuratively disformed but they want an open casket? Would you do reconstruction where they use the wax and prosthetic pieces to reshape cheekbones and stuff?
Hey, I don't know.
It's like a fucking art.
Like,
I
it
follow
is.
this shit on YouTube.
It
Don't
is,
ask me
like,
why.
And the thing, because it's a morbid
I
curiosity.
go to sleep listening to shit like this.
You know, even like everybody has some kind of curiosity with death. You know, what happens afterwards, because we don't know. There's no documentation anywhere what happens after death. You know, is it just black and that's it? Do you sit in some wormhole and gets, you know, sped out all over again and reincarnated? You know, what goes on?
Reincarnated as what? As the same thing, or as a
Who
butterfly?
knows? Who knows? Who knows? It could be an animal. It could be.
I'd hate to come back as
another human. Who knows? Maybe this time I'll get the lucky roll of the dice and get rich parents or something. You know?
Right.
My fear is I come back as an ant. 3 seconds later, shit, I'm stepped on.
Or like, what if it's like you keep repeating? What if it's like a Groundhog Day thing? It just keeps repeating until you get whatever it's supposed to get right. You know?
That is one of the theories.
All over again. You know? Who knows, man? Nobody knows.
Well, from talking to trauma victims and people that have been in comas, there's thoughts and periods where they've been out of their bodies and they've seen their bodies in like third person, from upside down, from you know, wandering or whatever. There's also the thought and the process that after this you go to a different reality where it's the real earth and the world, that this is just a simulation to test you, or I don't know. There's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories you hear.
But
I would like to say that I'd get to see Elvis play.
So so if you quote unquote die or go into a coma and see whatever higher power you believe in, you know, is that an actual experience, or is that your brain still alive just making stuff up because you
like,
done got hit in the head too hard?
It's like, hey, dude, just so you know, that was you talking to yourself, but hey, it worked and you're out of the coma, so good on you, man.
Yeah.
Didn't want to lie to you anymore because of your brain, but
I get that about experiences, but like, you know, the brain is still, it has to still be alive, right?
Well, and is there a difference between being in a coma and being dead?
Well, yeah, because
Like,
coma, they're keeping you alive. You're just non-responsive. You know, or if you're dead, you're just, you know, no brain activity,
well, it also
no heartbeat, no breaths. You know, you're dead. You're cold.
Well, it also could be a coma that where they induce it to protect your brain and to protect you during whatever it might be, because especially with long-term care.
You got tubes and stuff stuck down your throat. You know, when you wake up, the first thing you're going to try to do is get this tube out of your throat.
That's why they usually restrain your hands.
Exactly. So that's why they put people in comas. Like, we don't want you to hurt yourself because we have to do this right now. You know?
Well, I would say the human brain is very, very resilient, and its ability to comprehend and honestly even protect you, whether you're self-induced by a doctor or the brain goes into a coma. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. Like, for instance, like babies, when they're extremely cold, they'll actually stop crying and stop moving as much, and all the blood from their hands and their arms will go to their heart, and it'll focus on keeping the heart warm. And this is something that changes as you become an adult, but it's something that happens when you're a baby. And it's just cool because, you know, whether you believe in a higher power or not, how does this all make sense? How is the science, you know, how is the body adapting to real life situations when at the end of the day, it's just flesh and cells and skin and organs and all this stuff, but it has so much ability, like the palm of your hand or like the sole of your foot. How many like points in like pressure points and other stuff are connected just in your hands that we don't even think about?
Yeah, there's like acupuncture works 100%. I watched
it. I don't like needles.
Like, we were on a cruise and my wife had has sciatica, and like it put her down to like the point that like she could barely walk. Like, and so we're like, nothing left to lose. There's acupuncture down here. Let's try the acupuncture, right? So the dude knew what he was doing, and he got her within like 30 minutes of putting like, I think he put like 9 or 8 different pins into her in her lower back. She was fine. She was like, it never fucking happened. It's weird.
You do acupuncture?
I've had acupressure done, which I think is similar, but it's using points with fingers, by like masseuses, and that's great. At one point, I did have someone put a pin like right in here, and it didn't hurt.
Hmm.
I worked at a vet office, and we were doing it on a dog, and I was like, "Does that hurt?" And the doctor was like, "No, here." And she tapped one into me, and it doesn't hurt. So I could see doing acupuncture.
Yeah, like
I don't like needles, but
even the like you're talking about pressure points and stuff like that. Sabrina years ago also got her eighth pierced, which is that little bump like here. She got that pierced because it's a pressure point for migraines. And she got it pierced, and when she got it pierced, she said it felt like her head deflated like a balloon. She said it was amazing.
Wow.
But then she had to take it out because she was training for Muay Thai, and you can't get punched in the side of the head or kicked in the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Cha!"
So, but yeah, she's worried by it. She's, she gets her migraines again. Told her to go get it pierced again, but she's not cool with it yet.
All right. Well, we are at the mark here. We're going to wrap things up. So, GI, where can people find you, and how can we support you?
Usually you can find me in Madman's Discord. Usually hang out at. Other than that, G.I_Genetix with an X on Instagram. And same thing on Facebook.
What about you, Master Yoda?
You can find me Master Yoda 207 on Instagram, X, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. Or you can find me in your Discord.
Yeah. Our Discord is like a family, very close knit. Most people either get together at least once a year or multiple times. It is a very, very cool place. We have way more coming for you guys, and you can find me at Madman Plant. Also, Smokebusters Media and Vindic EU, which is the I Heal podcast. And Vindic EU is Romanian for I Heal because I'm Romanian. And that is all the mental health. So we have segments. So if you want to see on Instagram growing, Madman Plant. If you want to see conversations like this and breakdowns, Smokebusters Media. If you want to focus strictly on mental health stories, Vindic EU. So this way you can scroll and have the same type of content all the way through. We will see you guys next Saturday for our first Deepwater Culture as I go over my brand new system, which I'm very, very excited to see. We will see you guys soon. Peace.